Hi, this is Doug Laneros. I want to cover spin button. Again, since you're drawing from pools, some of you got it and some didn't. But I did notice at least a few people kind of lost on the spin button thing, and I wanted to cover it. In the startup expenses worksheet, so be sure you're in the right worksheet or you're going to have all sorts of trouble. Create the spin button form control in cells F8 through F9, which is basically right here, F8 and F9, so that it changes the value in F7, which is up here, to numbers 1 through 100 in increments of 1. Everything else you leave alone, except all default settings. Stuff like this is always, buttons and stuff like this is always under developer. And what you want to do on the developer, it gives you a little bit of clue here because it says create the spin button. A lot of times when you're in developer, create means that you're inserting something, right? You're creating a button. And you look here in the developer and there really is no create, so to speak, but you do have insert. So go ahead and insert, and this is where it gets a little tricky, and I think this is where people got a little lost. It's not down here. That's why it says form control, because you're basically up here in this top portion of the insert. And what you want to do is float over the different buttons and it'll tell you this is button form control. We're looking for spin button form control. This is combo box form control. This is checkbox form control. And here's spin. So not too big a deal. You put it here like it says in F8 through F9, more or less. And then to adjust the different increments, you just right mouse click, hit format control, and you notice that pretty much it'll always come into this control. If it happens to start here or here, it shouldn't. What it should do is that you should be on the tab that you want. Then it's just a matter of just putting in the right values. The minimum value is 1, the maximum is 100, and you notice that at this point, if you hit OK, you'll miss the problem because you haven't linked it to anything. You have to connect this, in other words, increments of 1 through 100, but connect it to what? And that's what the cell link is about. So hit that, attach it to that, save it, and at this point you're fine. Everything else is default. So you leave all this stuff default as is. The current value, you're not putting a current value in there. You're letting it be what it is. And then just linking it. And if you don't link it, then obviously you get this one wrong. Hit OK, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Um, I want to go, let me see, I want to retry something because I want you to see something before I stop. All of these last 3 videos, all of them have come from Expert Skill Review 2 training. You're responsible for posting 3 grades of practice exams, numbers 1, 2, and 3. Those are the 3 at the top when you go into Excel Expert. This is specifically from Review 2 training, and I thought it would be, again, useful to get used to putting in the spin button form control because I did see a little bit of struggle with it, and I wanted you to not have that struggle as you go forward. I hope you find this useful.